Welcome, guys. This is going to be episode 4 of our global sports card collector series. We had a little bit of a break on this. I was looking for the right, collector to interview and have a conversation with, and I'm so excited to chat with Rodman here from Honduras. We met at the Nationals most recently in person. Got to see his amazing collection, which was, I'm sure, a small piece of the entire pie. But welcome, Rodman.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Yeah, well, it's my pleasure being here. Likewise, it was a pleasure meeting you at the National. That's what makes it even more special. Is just being there and getting to know other people you meet through social media and actually chopping it up in person and getting to see collections and all of that. So, thank you for having me, and I hope we have a good time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, let's just get, right into it. I know we talked a little bit and I was just so fascinated by your story that I had to kind of, have you on our channel so more people can hear about your journey. So maybe you can start off with how you began collecting out from Honduras.
Yeah, well, my story is very similar to those that were born are in our mid 30s. I was born in '84. I was probably around 8 when I started with cards. It was probably around 91, 92 or something around those years. MJ was pretty big in the basketball scene. He was a worldwide phenomenon.
Mhm.
So I caught up with the Bulls and MJ and kids. You're in the classroom and all of a sudden they start showing these cards and some of my friends brothers were into it, older brothers were into it, so that kind of like piqued my interest in cards. It obviously took a couple years to develop and like really get into it. Started to understand what the meaning of just not cardboard, but
Mhm.
the actual act of collecting something and the chase of trying to get more cards for your collection. And I've told this story a couple other interviews, but I'll tell it again. Well, I'm from Honduras. That's Central America. Um, I mainly collect Michael Jordan. That's how I started. But with the years, I've started different collections. I can now consider myself a Michael Jordan collector, a Tom Brady, and Lionel Messi collector. And
Three goats.
well, and going back to the '90s, well, I was pretty young. In Honduras, we didn't have that many options
Mm.
to get cards, so it would take like a family trip to the U.S. or if a family member would go on a trip, I would make sure to ask for a couple of packs or boxes, whatever card related I could get. I would always ask for that. Couple of years later, a store opened that used to bring like U.S. made products. So
Mm.
my mom would go to shop there like every weekend. So I would tag along her and make sure to come back with a couple of packs and
Yeah.
try to pull a MJ. I remember pulling like one of the pulls I vividly remember is a 92, 93 Stadium Club
Wow.
card. It's this like really cool car. He's jumping on Ewing's back. It's like this crazy shot, and that's one of my favorite cards because I remember pulling that, and I actually still hold it. I have it in
Wow.
the original binder from the '90s. Um, and well, like everyone, I hit college. MJ retired. I kind of like lost interest in cards.
Mm.
Um, and then back in 2013, I got married, moved out of the house. Mom called me and she's like, "I'm cleaning your room. I found these cards in your closet. What should I do with them?" Started looking over them and haven't stopped since then. So
Wow.
it's been like a disease in a way, because I'll be honest, I haven't been able to stop. It's like I constantly I'm constantly working on the next chase, next list of cards I want, and I'm just humbled to be part of this great hobby.
Yeah, no, we're so excited to have you still continue in this journey and really leading by example and just letting us live vicariously. I guess to kind of go deeper into that, so you sort of picked up this passion or this hobby back in 2013. It's been almost 9-10 years maybe. I guess what have you seen throughout those almost a decade years of like collecting, like in terms of type of cars that people are more attracted to, new type of categories of people coming into the hobby, more sort of like, I guess, businesses coming in to monetize. What are some of the trends that you've seen in the last decade?
Yeah, I could say I've seen a lot of what this hobby is all about. I've seen all the good, the bad, all the drama. It's like there's never a dull week in this hobby. It's like there's always like drama in a way. Sometimes it's positive drama, sometimes just negative stuff. It's like there's always like something surrounding it that makes it interesting. It's very it's for those that don't collect or part of it. It might be kind of hard to understand, but back in the day, the landscape was very different. It was like very basic. We didn't have social media. We only had like forums, blowout cards. Hobby Kings had already died when I came back. So that was one of the earliest forums. Yeah, the market was different. It's like the investment aspect that we have in today's market. We definitely didn't have that back then. And those that probably had that mindset are the big collectors that really managed to acquire like really hard to find real type cards like the Spintrons and all those guys that were probably spending really or Nat Turner, they were really spending like crazy amount of money back then. It's like spending $30,000-$50,000 cards in today's market. It's like it doesn't seem that much, right?
Right.
It would have to like have I don't know a much larger number to get your attention, right? But it has scaled in a way that we couldn't have imagined before. But still, those numbers back then were pretty strong and didn't make sense to a lot of people, especially to those that we were just like spending $200 or 150,
Right.
$100 or maybe like 500. It was like, oh my God, I just spent $100 on a card.
Right.
So the landscape was so different. But if you look back, it's like they actually it's like they knew. It's like they had this mindset and they believed in it, and you can see the end result. It's like it's very hard because especially today's money is not the same. I mean, what was $500 back then? It's not the same today in today's market. It wouldn't buy you the same, especially with inflation and all that. It's like in a way, it has like the power of the dollar has depreciated, but still, it was a lot of money back then. Prices were, in a way, were kind of stagnant on certain markets. Like you would see, like I remember when PWCC was starting to like get some traction. They started like having constant auctions like how we have in today's market, only that it was on eBay. So everyone would like be ready because they knew this Sunday was all the auctions ended at the same time. So it was once they started that, it's like kind of like changed the market, because before that you would have a random MJ insert
just pop up
and at 9 a.m. from Asia, and would barely get some bids, and you could get a steal back then. Just by the fact that it was an international seller on
Seller,
eBay.
right?
So
Yeah.
if you didn't want to risk it, you would just not bid and stay away from that. It
Right.
wasn't my case because I'm an international collector, so the logistic issue is part of my everyday. It's like,
Right.
yeah, I buy a card, where do I send it? How do I get it back to Honduras? So I would always try and bid on cards from Korea, from Asia, and try and get those deals for myself. So
Yeah.
in a way, also adding up what's different in today's market, social media, it's been a total game changer. I remember when I opened my account, like I was telling you earlier before when we were going live, I think I opened my account in 2014. The scenario, I mean, it was it was totally different. You barely could find other accounts posting the same content, but I eventually stuck to it and started building a following over the years. Probably not the best at using the platform, but I do what I do, and I've managed to compile
Yeah.
a decent amount of following over the years, and it's fun. I mean, it's just with the likes, with the reposting, with the comments and all that. It's like I just love
You
it.
won't believe how much trash I got when we were doing that deal on Pele, and you know, it's just like due diligence where I asked, hey, do you have any like vouch or like reference checks? And you're like, yeah, sure, I do. And you like threw up a post like, hey, doing a deal with Hannah, like, can people give me vouchers? And the comments were like, are you kidding me? Like, like this has to be a joke. And then people like DM me like, you don't know Rodman? I'm like, I'm sorry, like I'm not an MJ collector. I'm not like deep in soccer. Like I don't. And they were like, you have this all backwards. And yeah, that was like a humbling moment for me. It's like,
No,
oh crap, like I shouldn't have asked that. But yeah.
you know what? It's funny that you bring that up, because back when Instagram was like the beginning years, it's like you had to do like a legit post. It's like, am I legit? Like you have to put like you expect that your homies to go into the comments and say like, yeah, 100%. It's like, in a way, it's the same thing. So
Yeah.
I obviously I wasn't trying to be hard on you or anything like that, but I was like, okay, she wants to see if I have vouchers, so I made the post. But it was fun at the end. So
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah. But yeah, we really enjoy seeing you on social media, because especially if it's not through that, there are not as many opportunities for us to see your collection. That's any new grails you acquired or any trades that you do. So we really enjoy it. So appreciate spending time on there. Kind of like I think you touched upon it a little bit, that you purchase things on eBay, which I think all of us do. But I guess where do you currently like buy, sell? Like, what are some of the platforms you use and to sell,
Yeah.
buy, and trade?
Yeah. Well, I use most of the platforms. eBay would have to be one of the most used options. PWCC, Golden, but my favorite is just private deals. I just love like chasing cards, sliding into DMs and trying to acquire these cards that you don't see hit the auction houses. So that's kind of my thing. It's like I like going like really deep into Instagram posting. It's like if I see a new account, I usually try to scroll to the bottom and try and see every if I like obviously what I see at the beginning, or there could be some goodies in the bottom. So I kind of like try and scroll and see what other cards this account has posted. And sometimes if I see a certain card from a specific set or something like that, I usually ask if they have that player. Probably it's not posted, but there's a chance they might have it. So I would say that's what I spend most of my time doing, is just like trying to find private deals. Um, and from the point of being a collector from Honduras, it's like I mentioned earlier, the hardest part is the logistics. It's like the pleasure of having a mail day in your doorstep in 3 to 4 days.
Yeah.
I don't get to experience that because obviously I have to send it to a U.S. address first. Usually my forwarder. Now we have other options like ship my cards
Hmm.
or my PWCC vault. But back then I would have to send everything to a forwarder. So from the day that my forwarder gets the card, I would usually see it up to maybe 10 to 15 days later. So the thrill of having like a really early mail day, or that excitement, kind of like wears off with
Yeah.
time.
You're like,
Like,
oh, I remember. Oh, wait, do I even remember this card? Did I?
it has happened to me in the past. So I'm used to that. It's like just takes longer to see your cards in hand, but it's worked for me, so I'm
Yeah.
totally fine.
Do you usually ship most of your cards, or do you try to have the cards back to you in Honduras so you can physically kind of obtain it?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
gotcha.
It's like what I try to do is I send them all to ship my cards, and trying to have like one big shipment out a month or each 2 months, something like that. It'll depend on which card is there and how bad I want to see it. So
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I think so far, everyone that we've kind of spoken with, the biggest challenge is like the logistics piece of it, being an international collector. Is it like nightmares of just like timeline like being longer, so like you just have to wait 2 weeks longer, or are there
no, I've
customs
had,
or
yes, I've had.
yeah, tell us some
I've had
stories.
I've had a couple. I'll give you one. One happened. It was actually pre-boom. It was a card I was supposed to get. I think it was December 2019, and the package got lost. My forwarder lost it. I think it was something related to customs. It's like either the container it was at had some issues, and it was held up for over a year. So I had forgotten about those cards, and then all of a sudden, a year later, they call me and it's like, we have these packages for you. So I go pick them up, and it's like I remember there were a couple of packs, 90s packs that I had bought, and a couple of Jason Tatum rookies.
Oh wow.
So I was like, I remember paying like 80, $90 for each.
Yeah.
So it's like I wasn't expecting much, but in a way I was like, I'm pretty sure this is worth more. So I went to check the prices, and it was like I remember paying for it was a Prism Green quad 9.5.
Oh, color match.
Yeah, I remember paying like $100 back then, and when I checked it, the price was like $2,500. So it was good.
It was good.
It was a good thing that happened.
Yeah, that's insane. I was gonna say that's like Panini Redemption. You know, you kind of forget about it, and you get an email. You're like, oh, that's right. You know, but nowadays it's the other way. Like prices definitely go the other way.
Like it's like sending cards to PSA back then and getting them now. It's like you missed everything. You missed the show.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Timing is very important, right? Especially if you're like very active in like selling, buying, and all that sorts. Yeah, maybe next question, you know, we typically ask is, how big is the collector base in your country, in Honduras or in your city? I'm not sure which city you're in.
I'm pretty sure you're looking at it.
No way.
I
don't believe that.
It's like, I for real, it's like I know a couple of buddies that they found their cards like they had in the 90s, just like I did, because they've seen my Instagram and my different posts. But if they're not active, it's like they're not part of the community. They're not actively collecting. So it's not like there's a community at all. I could
Interesting.
I could be the only collector.
Wow. Wait, we have to find Roman some friends in Honduras.
Yeah, I gotta put an ad on a
Yeah,
newspaper or
you
something
should.
like that.
That'd be so cool if you
Collector
get to
party,
like,
I want to meet up. Yeah.
yeah, not weird, not weird at all.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
trying to.
exactly.
Okay, I don't know how many people from like Central America watches this, but if you're from Honduras, please leave it in comments.
Yeah.
Like, I don't believe that
Yeah.
that like.
I've made some friends through Instagram, for example.
Mhm.
I got a friend in Costa Rica. His name is
Yeah,
Herbert Tico Penny.
close
And
by.
when we found each other, we were like, "Oh, we're from Central America. We're like the only collectors here." It's like, wow, I'm so happy to finally find another person from Central America that
Yeah.
collects. And along the way, I've been hit for other people from, for example, from Mexico,
Mm,
other Hondurans that currently live in the U.S. that are actively collecting. But
yeah.
like someone here who I could share this hobby with,
Yeah.
I don't. I actually don't.
Well, it sounds like you have to convert some of your friends.
I do. I gotta get into cards.
Oh wow, that was very surprising. Well, we'll find you whether an existing collector or a new collector soon. No, but this has been.
I got my father-in-law into. I got him into buying a couple of cards, but it's not like he's actively collecting. So it's just me
Um,
mumbling about cards to my wife all the time, and she's like, "Yeah."
are there any like famous or like world class soccer players out of Honduras?
Yeah, we've had a couple of international players like
Okay.
David Suazo. He played for Inter Milan in the '90s.
Okay.
And we've had a couple of good soccer forwards.
Okay.
That,
Yeah, I was gonna say
the
like
jump, but not big like
right, big enough. Yeah.
worldwide. No.
I was gonna say like one of the best ways probably to convert, existing friend circle group is like showing them like a player that's like international or like nationally recognized. But yeah, different ways. That's how I try to convert my dad. I try to buy him baseball cards. I thought it was cool, but he didn't really go out after to get more, which was disappointing.
I got my father-in-law to buy a Flawless Pele auto like 6 years ago. He paid like $800, and yeah, I think that card's worth like 25 now. So
Wow.
I'm pretty sure he's happy.
Yep, that's one way to keep a healthy in-law relationship.
Yeah.
Maybe I know we've talked quite a bit already. Tell us some cards that are, or if you have them in hand, would love to see some of them that you have that you're going to bring to the Bourbon Sports Card Show happening this weekend.
Sure. Yeah, I would love to share. Well, as you know, pretty big with MJ stuff, but I've shared that at different other interviews and stuff like that. But I haven't been able to like really showcase what I've been doing for the past year with my soccer collection. So I'm gonna take the time and show you guys some of the cards in my soccer collection. So like I said earlier, I've been chasing really hard, mostly Messi cards. That's how I started with soccer, because I've been I've been a Barcelona fan my whole life, so it was kind of natural just to fall for Messi cards and started collecting him. So this is 2016 Panini Select Field Level Messi. This is in a way a really important card because it's his first gold prism in a Barcelona jersey. So probably the lighting is not the best, but it's a really beautiful card. It has this like very special shine. Let's see what else. I have a 2018 World Cup Prism Gold. Like, this is a very limited product because it's only produced every 4 years. So you have 2014. That's like the whale or grail of grails. Okay, let me show you another one of my favorites. This is the 2017 Topps Chrome Red Refractor. Initial year for Topps Chrome. It's numbered out of 10. I think we saw one hit golden. The auto version in a PSA 10 broke a record this last weekend. So this is also one of my favorites. Here's a nice superfractor for Messi. This is 2019 finest UCL Superfractor 101. I got this graded at the National. This is a tie-dye field level select. This is numbered out of 30. And along the way, I've been acquiring some nice Ronaldo as well, while chasing the Messis in the set. This one's the 2017. It's jersey numbered. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but these cards are really, really good looking. They have like this checkered pattern, the gold, the horizontal style. And this one, it's really nice. And this one is being the first year of Select, second and last year of Select. And I also have from the same 2017, I have the Messi Gold as well, the PSA 10, and I have the out of 5 green in a PSA 8. So these are some of my favorite Messi cards in my collection. And also, there's another Superfractor 2021 UCL Finest. This is an insert. It's called Finest Footwork. Some other of my favorites. I got the Topps Chrome Run. All the red refractors from 2017 up till 2021, if I'm not mistaken, or 2020. Yeah, I'll probably just stick to Messi and Barcelona. I'm not sure yet if I'm gonna get into his PSG years. So yeah, this is 2018 Optic this is gold out of 10 as well in his Barcelona jersey. And yeah, just more reds. It's what I like buying. It's a Topps Chrome Stadium Merlin. These are Stadium Clubs. These are out of 5. The red refractors out of 5. Really hard to find. Very limited, just 2 out of 5. Wish the lighting was better, but that kind of gives you an idea of what I have in soccer.
That was crazy. You couldn't hear my audio because I took myself off the screen so folks can see your cards better. That was insane. I was just screaming by myself, and I knew that you couldn't hear me, but I'm like, holy crap, that's insane. Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
I also have my only Mbappe, the Topps Chrome 2017 Topps Chrome rookie. First year out of 50, PSA 10. Yeah. And
do you open boxes as well, or do you trade
soccer? Neymar's, Pedri's, Gavi's, more Messi. It's I got a lot of soccer.
Do you open waxes as well?
I've fallen for that. I usually end up regretting it. The other day, I went on a box break for, what was it? I think it was Topps Chrome. I've opened a lot of Topps Chrome Finest.
Yeah.
But it's just a bloodbath. I mean, I regret. Honestly. And sorry, I forgot. I also love Lewandowski.
Oh.
So might as well.
So crazy.
Those select golds for Robert. Yeah.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh. Where are your MJ cards?
MJ, okay, I want to see some MJ. Why not? I got a couple here.
There's like MJ with the basketball behind you, like looking at you, like, dude, come on.
I gotta show some MJ. I gotta show some MJ. So we have here a 98, 99 PMG. These are out of 50.
Nice.
This is 98, 99 Premium Rubies, also out of 50.
Pretty sweet.
We got a 97 Skybox EX 2001 Essential Credentials. This one's out of 72.
That's crazy.
97, 98 Ultra Stars Gold. This one's got like the second, I'm pretty sure it's got the second highest odds to pull a card in the 90s. It's like really hard to find. It's rumored to be just like probably less than 100 overall. So
wow, yeah.
Really
those cards are so pretty in person.
Yeah, I love them. Yeah. So here's a Fleer Playmakers Theater. It's like a very different and out of the box design. It's heavily embossed. Sadly, you cannot tell from the image, but it's very embossed. It's numbered out. Oh, there you can see it right there. Look.
Oh yes.
All that is embossed. All the like the frame.
Yeah.
Everything is very detailed and it has like this heavy embossed. And this was at 100. And yeah, it took me a while to get that one. Yeah. I have this 97 platinum medallion.
Classic, yeah.
Yeah, it's a classic and it's pretty unique because it has the 23 out of 100 has the jersey number for MJ.
Oh.
And then we have the finest embossed gold out of 74.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and I got a couple others in my PWCC vault. So yeah, that's some of my MJ stuff, and most of my Brady's as well are in my vault.
Yeah, wow, what a collection! My God, gosh, that's like I don't know why you keep collecting more stuff. Like, what else do you need? You know.
I always feel like I need more. To be honest, if prices, I mean, if MJ prices weren't that crazy, I still have like this list of cards that I wish I would own. Yeah. But definitely pricing has made me look elsewhere and try to keep it fun in a way. Because if not, it's like, what would I be doing? It's like I have to find. And I'm really having fun with Messi. It's been a year and probably 3-4 months since I started, and I'm pretty happy where my collection is. I still have some cards I'm trying to get short term because I believe in a way World Cup it will affect the market. Mm-hmm. So I'll try and get a couple more Messi cards before the World Cup. Yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. But I'm 110% focused on Messi right now.
Interesting. Very interesting. Well, I hope you find good ones here in Southern California when you visit.
I hope so. I hope so. I mean, I'll bring a bunch of stuff. Maybe I'll figure out a trade or
Yeah,
move my way up to another Messi.
yeah, that's awesome. Thanks so much for showing us your collection. That's like
No, it's my
a
pleasure.
super rare, like, like categories of cards just like all there together. I don't think you walk to any table and you see these cards, so I'm very thankful that we got to see that. Out of all of those, what is your absolute favorite card today?
Okay, so out of the MJ pile, it would definitely have to be this credentials. It's just a different card. Just think about it. This card's from the '97. It's acetate built up with cardboard at the same time.
Yeah.
The MJ. It's actually die cut as well. So it's got all these elements. It's like you have the acetate. It's see through. So it's very innovative for the time, and it's limited to just 72 cards. And it's got foil as well. So it's got a lot of going on. A nice MJ shot. I remember I used to love when the Bulls used the black jersey.
Mhm.
So in a way, MJ in a black jersey makes it look special. So
Oh yeah.
this one's definitely my favorite.
Like I just feel like they just spent so much time like articulating and like researching on like what kind of cards should we make back then. I mean, like these kind of beautiful cards, you don't even see this like in high-end items, quote unquote, from like Panini or
Yeah.
Topps anymore.
Yeah, no, I think the effort, like you said, they were like trying really hard to experience. I mean, to experiment with different
Yeah.
types of products or just different like styles that it's like it was new back then. But I don't know. I just think just manufacturers today are kind of lazy.
It's more about just money, you know?
This is like easier just to have 80 type of parallels.
Yeah, just one
Off
like
the
different
base-
film at top.
off the
Exactly.
base set, and they're selling out. So I'm pretty sure the model's not going to change if they keep selling out on all of the products,
Right.
or eventually I don't know, something like what Fanatics is bringing. I hope they really bring some change to that.
Yeah, same. Well, thanks so much for your time, Rodman. I know it's late there. Can't wait to see you in person, and we really thank you for being on today and showing us your amazing cards and sharing with us your experience in Honduras.
No, it was my pleasure. It was a lot of fun. Thank you for having me, and happy collecting all.
That was awesome.